Hello everyone, a very good morning to all. In the last video, we started with our first unit, that is chemical bonding in ionic solids. So in this video, we'll be discussing about how there is a packing arrangement is there in case of ionic solids. So to get started with the packing, firstly we need to understand what do we mean by packing. By packing, we mean we are packing something. Say we are packing something. The atoms are considered as solid spheres of equal size each. So by packing we mean that those spheres are packed in some arrangement. In if we have, say we have a box, and we have large number of spheres, and we have to pack those spheres in a box. And depending upon the space efficiency, there are different types of models. So let's get started. First, we have a linear packing arrangement. In case of linear packing arrangement, what we'll do is we'll arrange the spheres in a single line. So by single line, I mean in one direction. That we are putting the new sphere only in just one direction, not in multiple direction. Here, the length is increasing in just one dimension. If we are considering the three dimensions, for the case three dimension by three dimension will mean that we are putting the spheres in both the directions in the plane of the book. Say we have a flat box, and there is a base, and we are putting in a single line this spheres, and that would be called as linear. If we are putting on the base of the sphere, or base of the that box, if we are putting the spheres on the base of that box, that would mean that we are putting the spheres in two dimensions. And if we are doing the multi-layering, that would mean that we are putting the spheres in three dimensions. So this is the case of first case is that of linear packing. So this is one dimensional packing system in which spheres are placed by joining to each other along the diagonal in a single line. So this is how we are going to pack in the linear system. In case of two-dimensional packing, so I have already discussed. In case of two-dimensional packing, say we have a box and there is a base. Say we have a base, and we are putting the spheres all over this base of the box. So in this type of two-dimensional packing, the spheres can be packed in two ways. So there are two types of packing in two-dimensional system, that is square close packing and hexagonal close packing. Let us have a closer look to the square and hexagonal close packing in case of two-dimensional system. So in case of square close packing, the spheres will be placed like this, like diagonal to diagonal. And if I am putting one sphere here, then the one is going to be along the line. This linear system is same. Then the when we are getting into the second dimension, that is where extend the system to the other direction, what we'll have to do is we have two options here. We can put this sphere like this, like diameter to diameter, or we can put this sphere like this. Here the small space created between the first linear line, packing system, so we can put in this pit hole. So here we have shown that if we are putting the spheres here in the space created between the first line, and consequently doing the same thing further. So here we have put the spheres along the diameters, and here we have occupied those spaces which were created in between the spheres. So if we are putting along the diameter, then this is called a square close packing. And if we are putting in the space created in between the layers, this is called as hexagonal close packing. So consider it, we have a flat surface, and we are putting these spheres on that flat surface. We are not extending this system to three dimension. We are not putting spheres above these spheres. So this is just a single layer on the flat surface of the box. So having a closer look, just have a look that if we choose this sphere which have if we choose this sphere which I have colored yellow, so this sphere is touching four other spheres in its layer. So that means here we can say that coordination number. Coordination number is the number of the spheres which are directly touching the sphere that is chosen. So coordination number, we can say nearest neighbors which are in contact with the sphere, or which are in contact with the sphere we chose, or which are in contact with any of the sphere, is going to be 4 here. So here coordination number is 4. If we have a closer look on the hexagonal close packing system, we choose this shaded sphere. Here this is touching 6 other spheres in this layer. So here coordination number is going to be 6. Now the here the types of void which are created are having the shape of curved square type shape. That is why it is called a square close packing shape system. Here this curved square has been created in between the layers. This is a curved square, this is curved square. So such kind of voids are created when we pack the spheres in this packing system. And in case of hexagonal close packing system, there are triangular voids are created. Triangular voids here, if we have a closer look, these triangular voids are there are two types of triangular voids in this layer. One are downward facing triangles, downward pointing triangles, and here are upward pointing triangles. So yeah, two types of spheres are created, that is downward pointing triangles and upward pointing triangular voids. So in this case, if we consider the occupied volume percentage, that is 52.4%, and void volume percentage is 47.6. Here void shape is curved square, and here it is this hexagonal close packing system is more packing efficient. Here the occupied volume is higher in comparison to the square close packing system. It is 60.4, and the void place volume is 39.6. So the void shape is curved square, and here the void shape is triangular in shape. And nearest neighbor within contact, that is coordination number for square close packing system, is 4, and here the coordination number is 6. This we have already discussed. Now here if we have a closer look, that each void is surrounded by 3 spheres. So each void is created is having is if we have to consider nearest number of spheres surrounding each void is, so here it is 3. If we have this pink color, that is which I have marked in yellow, so 1 2 3 3 spheres are uh, uniting together to create this void. So here in this square close packing system, 4 spheres are uniting together to create this curved square void. So here for each void is surrounded by 4 spheres, and here each void is surrounded by 3 spheres. And if we see each sphere, number of voids around each sphere is here, if we have chosen this sphere, and number of voids, let us count 1, here it is 1, here it is 2, here it is 3, here it is 4. So there are 4 voids surrounding each sphere. In case of hexagonal close packing system, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 voids around each sphere. So that means here void to sphere ratio is 1:1, because each void is surrounded by 4 sphere, and each sphere is surrounded by 4 voids in square close packing system. So ratio of void to sphere is 1:1. And in case of hexagonal close packing, there are 3 spheres surrounding each void, and 6 voids are there surrounding each sphere. So here the void to sphere ratio is 2:1. So as there are 6:3, that is 2:1 is the ratio. So now we get to the 3-dimensional packing system. In case of 3-dimensional packing system, we have to put the sphere out of the plane of the paper, that is towards us. So if if you consider these spheres are placed on the plane of the paper, that I have put these spheres on the surface of a notebook. So that would putting a third layer, that is putting a 3-dimensional, converting the 2-dimensional system into 3-dimensional system, would mean that we are putting the third layer out of the plane of the paper. Now the arrangement would rise out of the plane of the paper. So if we consider putting the second layer over this layer, What that would mean, we have here, we are considering putting the second layer, that is upward layer, on the hexagonal close packing system first. So here, if you see, as I have mentioned earlier, there are two types of voids are created on which the upper layer can be put. That is upward facing triangles and downward facing triangles. We can choose any of the void to put the spheres for the second layer. For the B layer, if we consider this base layer is as A layer, then for the B layer we can, there are two types of voids in, that is upward facing triangles and downward facing triangles. Upward facing triangles are marked as A and downward facing triangles are marked as B. But we cannot put consecutively on both the voids. We will have to choose one. Either we can put the spheres on A or we can put the spheres on B, because if we are putting the spheres on A, then B's are already blocked, and we won't be able to put the spheres on both the voids, that is A and B, if the spheres are equally sized. So as we have chosen the equal size sphere, so we'll have to choose one type of voids to be covered by the second layer. So for both the cases, it is going to be same. So far, say we choose triangular A, say we are choosing the upward facing triangular void, that is A void we are choosing for putting the second layer. For more clarification, you can, this is a close packing system. We can have a look at this system also. So this is a close packing, hexagonal close packing system, which is two-dimensional. So here we have chosen the upward facing triangles, triangular void. So put the second layer. Here the base layer is green in color, and the upward layer is, B layer is blue in color. As I have put these in color because with the spheres having different colors, you can differentiate easily between layer A spheres and layer B spheres. So let's get back to the notes. So here, for the, if we say, uh, when we put the B layer, what we have is, here we have shown that how B layer spheres are covering the upward triangular face, that is A layer, A voids of the A layer. So this is how it will look, that these pink spheres are having the base layer, are representing the base layer, and green spheres are putting, we are putting over the void. So this is how it will look. So here, if we look closely, here two types of voids are created. That in one case, the green spheres are creating a void which is having three spheres in the A layer and one sphere in the upper B layer. And here, uh, uh, this is the case of void A will look like this now. And if we had this downward facing triangle, that void will look like here. This is A, which is having one sphere on top of the B, top from the B layer, having three spheres from the A layer. So the downward facing, that is B voids, will look like this. It will have three spheres from the A layer and three spheres covering that void in the B layer. Now the shape of that void has been changed. Shape of both the voids have been changed by when we extend this sphere packing into three-dimensional. Now one void is covered with four spheres each, and other void is covered with six spheres each. Here we have shown the second type of void, that is B void, which is covered by six spheres, three from the A layer and three from the B layer. So let's get back to that, the colored spheres. So here, in the case of colored spheres, we have put, now we are putting the third layer. Now for putting the third layer, we have two options. So this was, till now we have just put the third layer. Now when we come to C layer, while putting the C layer, we have two options. Uh, the two out of the two options, what will have, one option will give us AB stacking pattern. In one of the option, what will happen is, A layer is there, then B layer is there, then third layer is put exactly above the A layer. Then that pattern is called as, that will give us AB stacking pattern. And in the second type of system, for putting the C layer, what will happen is, the C layer will be placed not above the A layer, not exactly above the A layer, but at different voids. the two types of voids were created. Here we are choosing the second type of void, so that will give us ABC stacking pattern. So in this stacking pattern, every fourth layer is exactly same as first layer. In this stacking pattern, that is AB type, here every third layer is same as every first layer. So here this is alternate layering system, this is ABC stacking pattern. But both these packing systems have packing efficiency of 74%, which is same in both the cases, and coordination number is 12. This will have a look, this will discuss in detail in a while. So this is the type of packing system, AB, ABC, two types in three-dimensional for hexagonal closed packing system. So AB type is called as hexagonal closed packing system in three-dimensional, and this is called as the second system is called as ABC stacking pattern in three-dimensional. So ABC stacking pattern is also similar to face-centered cubic structure. This will be discussing, this also will be discussing in a while. uh, so getting back to that colored sphere, so here we have shown the via putting the third layer how we are doing it. Here we have the green layer is the bottom layer. Now we have blue layer. Let's get back to the earlier slide. So here we have, if you see clearly that we have after the blue layer we have two types of voids again. One is here, where green is, we can see the green color, and other one is here. So either we can put the spheres on this type of sphere, layer, or this type of, so these two options are there. If we choose this, then we are putting the third layer exactly above the first layer, that is the layer A will repeat itself. But if we are putting the third layer on these type of voids, then we'll get another layer, that is which is C layer, which is different from the first two layers. So here we have shown the both the system, that here we have put the third layer exactly above the first layer, here we have put the third layer different at different place at the second type of voids created after putting the B layer. So this is ABC stacking pattern, this is AB stacking pattern. So now when we put the fourth layer here, this is the fourth layer shown here, the fourth layer will come exactly above the second layer. So in this alternate layering is there, that is why it is called as AB stacking pattern, and also it is called as HCP, hexagonal closed packing system, where AB stacking pattern is followed. And in the second type of layering system, where we did what we up to C layer we had put. Now when it comes to the fourth layer will come exactly above the first layer. So this system is called as ABC stacking pattern. So these two type of stacking patterns are created when we have hexagonal, when we proceed from the two-dimensional system of hexagonal closed packing. This is the other view of both the packing system, the side view of this packing system. Here the layers are A B. If greens are the A and blues are the B layer, so this is A B stacking pattern, and it will go up to infinite number of layers according to our choice. So this is the ABC stacking pattern. As after every third layer, that is blue layer, if it is C layer, then fourth layer is exactly same as the first layer. So these two type of stacking pattern, these are these two types of stacking pattern that we get. So next we have, yeah, here. So the third system which we get from, that is from the square closed packing system. We just discussed the square closed packing system in two-dimensional. This is a square closed packing system in two-dimensional system. So in this system, we what we do is we'll put the third layer, that is the upper layer also, that is B layer. When we get to the three dimension, what we will put the spheres, the same size spheres exactly above these spheres. So that will give us square closed packing system, and that will represent, if we consider it as a single unit cell, that will be equivalent to a that system is going to be equivalent to simple cubic structure. Here I'll show you this simple cubic structure. Here we have the not here actually. So here we have the simple cubic structure, that all the This will be similar to if all the spheres are present at the corner of the cube. So here the distances are much more exaggerated just to have a clearer view. The actual scenario is this, that all these spheres are touching each other, and the diameter of the sphere of each sphere is equal to the edge length. This is radius of one sphere and this is the radius of other sphere, and the spheres are equal side. That will this will add up to give us the diameter. So this is the diameter of the sphere, which is equal to the edge length. So there are 8 edges and we have 8 corners of the cube, and all the spheres are present at all the 8 corners and they are touching each other along the edges of the cube. So this is how simple cubic structure looks like, and this is the square closed packing system when we talk about three-dimensional system. Now, if we consider about this was the unit cell which we are representing, that the single entity which is getting repeated over the whole crystalline system. Unit cell is the smallest repeating unit of the crystalline lattice. This we already know. So this is the unit cell, and if we want to look at the inside of the unit cell, that what number of atoms, that what number of spheres are present inside the unit cell, one unit cell, how many atoms are there. So considering that thing, if we see that inside of the unit cell, each corner atom is coming in one fourth of each sphere is coming inside one unit cell. So one fourth of each sphere means we have 8 spheres. So by one fourth we mean that for each unit cell there are 2 spheres, 2 complete spheres are there. Is it one? Oh, sorry, I think it is 1/8. Yeah, it is 1/8 of the sphere, not 1/4. In each unit cell is having 1/8 part of each sphere. So 1/8 at each corner. So if we multiply 8 into by 1/8, that means each unit cell is having a total of 1 sphere each. So there is a 1 atom, or simple cubic structure, there is a 1 atom for each unit cell. So this is other view of the side view of the that system, that 1/8 part of each sphere is present inside the unit cell. So this is about simple cubic structure. So next type of packing is three-dimensional packing. We have is a body-centered arrangement. In the case of body-centered arrangement, what we have is we have an additional sphere present at the center of the cube, in the inside, in the body of the cube, in the body center of the cube. So this system is like body-centered arrangement. Here what happens is these spheres are not touching each other. uh, uh, the earlier these spheres in simple cubic structure, these were touching each other. So now here there is another sphere which is present inside the body, so such that these spheres cannot touch each other, and the second layer which will come above it, that will also be placed like this, that this sphere is going to touch all the 4 spheres in the bottom layer and all the 4 spheres in the upper layer. So if this will look like this in the ball and stick model, and if we have the other view, so here it will look like this, that there are, so not this actually, here it is. This is a body centered cubic structure. So this is the actual view where spheres are shown touching each other. So here you can see that spheres are not touching each other along the edges, but they are touching each other along the body diagonal of the cube. By the body diagonal, if you understand, we have a cube in three-dimensional system, not a square, but I'm talking about a cube. Cube is having three-dimensional structure. So if we go from one corner of the cube to the exactly opposite corner of the cube along the body diagonal, so that means those 3 spheres, there are 3 spheres, one at one corner, this one in the body center, so it is 1, 2 at the body center and 3 at the other opposite corner, exactly above, exactly the back of the body diagonal will be given by the sphere which is present exactly behind this sphere. Here I'm marking it as these are present on the same face of the cube. This is not the actual one. I'm marking it as 3 just to have give you a clear idea of what body diagonal is. We'll have the number 3 sphere is exactly behind this sphere, so that will give us the body diagonal. So that means the length of the body diagonal is going to be 2 times the diameter. Here it is complete sphere. Here it is half of the diameter, that is 1 radius. Here it is the other sphere, second radius. So that means we have the diameter of the the length of the body diagonal is going to be 2 multiplied by its diameter, or we can say 4 times the radius. So this is the another view of that. Here the behind one sphere is visible, so we'll mark the body diagonal diagonally, and the spheres are touching each other along the body diagonal. Now if we want to consider the what is inside the unit cell, then we'll cut all the parts. Just we have here taken the inside of the unit cell, what is there. So here is in the inside of unit cell there is the 1/8 part of each sphere which was present at the corner, and one complete sphere is there which is present at the body center. So that means total number of atoms, if we want to calculate the total number of spheres in a single unit cell for body centered arrangement, that is going to be 1 by 8 into 8. That is 8 represents the 8 corners are there. So that gives us 1, and 1 is there in the body center. Then 1 plus 1 gives us 2. So there are 2 spheres present in the body centered arrangement for three-dimensional system. So this is the other view. Here 1/8 of each corner can be seen, and one complete sphere which is present at the body center can be clearly seen. So this is how the spheres are arranged in the body centered system. So here we have discussed about the 4 types of closed packing system in three-dimensional. Two are originating from the hexagonal closed packing, which we firstly we discussed about the 2 types. In two-dimensional, square closed packing gives us 1 type. Hexagonal closed packing gives us 2 types. When we proceed to the three-dimensional, when we convert the two-dimensional system into three-dimensional, and the fourth type, which is different from both these, is the body centered arrangement. So here I have tabulated uh, the 4 types of packing in three-dimensional, which we just discussed. So in simple cubic, the packing efficiency is 52. For body centered packing efficiency is 68%, and for face centered cubic, which are the one of the type of the hexagonal closed packing, so this is called as ABC stacking pattern, is also called face center cubic. Why it is called as face center cubic, this we'll discuss in a while. So here the packing efficiency is 74%. Both the packing efficiencies are same as we discussed earlier, as these are originating from the same two-dimensional system, that is hexagonal closed packing. The fourth one is hexagonal closed packing, which is also having 74% packing efficiency. And coordination number here is 12, and here is 8, and here is 6. About the coordination we'll discuss in detail. So far we have also discussed the number of spheres coming in a unit cell. For simple cubic, the spheres are just present at the corner, so each corner is contributing 1/8 in a unit cell. So that means 8 into 1 by 8 is going to give us 1. For body center, we have also discussed this. It is 8 into 1 by 8 from the corners, and this is from the body center 1. So total is 2. And for the face center, this we'll discuss in a when we'll discuss about the structure of these two systems. So I think that is it for this video. Further we'll proceed with these two systems in the next video. So thank you so much. I should stop here. And if you find any difficulty, you can always point out in the comment section, and also in the as I'm in contact with you over the when we take our class, you can always point out that in the class also. So thank you so much.